Bitcoin has been testing my support for over 4 times in a row right now, and I believe there's going to be another big Bitcoin move happening anytime soon. So on today's video, I will be exactly explaining what the next move is going to be for Bitcoin. I will also discuss that I just adjusted my trade a little bit that I had set up, so make sure to watch this video till the end to find out what I have changed up, what I'm currently expecting, and of course many more important charts will be getting discussed. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap up the like button on today's update video. Can we smash it back above 600? That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the imminent short term for Bitcoin. And honestly, looking at the 15-minute time frame, we can clearly see that we're creating somewhat of an upward sloping support line with more than 4 touch points, and we're creating a downward sloping resist line also with more than 3 touch points. So Bitcoin is really getting ready for a massive breakout to be happening anytime soon. And honestly, once this breakout really occurs, that is the point we are expecting another big move could get initiated for Bitcoin. And this is of course not the only pattern that I'm currently looking at, because you want to also approach Bitcoin from a little bit of a higher time frame. So also on the 4-hourly time frame, Bitcoin has created this massive upper sloping support line I discussed in yesterday's video and the video before. We bounced from it more than 3 times, but unfortunately right now Bitcoin has confirmed the 4-hourly candle close below this very important upward sloping support line. So Bitcoin is losing support right here, but I think this is the most important chart we should be looking at right now, and it's the Bitcoin descending triangle that we're currently creating. And honestly, I've been seeing this level while Bitcoin has not even retested it once. I already said this 40.6k 42.7k level is going to be the biggest support for Bitcoin. So you can clearly see we touched it once right here, twice, 3 times, and now 4 times in a row. And honestly, one thing I learned here, and one thing I do know here, is that the more times you're going to test support, the more likely it is going to be that you're actually going to be breaking below it. What is going to be happening for next for Bitcoin? Because we're also creating this downward sloping resist line. So in fact, we're creating a descending triangle, a typical bearish bias continuation pattern. And since we are in a bearish bias continuation, it is very likely that this pattern is actually going to continue towards the downside. And what are the price targets if it does break towards the downside, and what are the price target if it does decide to be breaking upwards, right? So quickly gonna discuss it. In case we do see a bullish breakout, I expect Bitcoin could go back towards the top side of the region, sitting somewhere around 42.4k, so somewhere around this region here on the top side. But if Bitcoin breaks down, the original price target is sitting around 39.4k, and honestly where I expect Bitcoin to really go towards is towards that 39.7k level. Why 39.7k? I have discussed this level many times before. You can see this also previously around, it acted as massive resistance, and the point we broke above it, that was the point Bitcoin went really exponential towards the upside. So 39.7k is going to be my level. There's even more significance if we even dive back in towards the history, but I believe that the majority of my followers already know this level because I discussed it so many times on this channel. So first I had some orders set up on 40.2k, but now I adjusted my orders and they're all set up between 39.7 to 39.8k, where I want to be entering my next Bitcoin trade. Of course, first of all, a few days ago on this move towards the downside, I got a partial order filled here on Bitcoin, but unfortunately, since the market moved so fast, I only got filled with a very small margin, and due to that, I'm right now missing out on a significant amount of gains. So we'll be holding this trade open, but if Bitcoin really comes down, I'm going to be entering the big trades around 39.7k. So it's important to be watching these videos, because then you're going to stay up to date exactly what I'm doing or if I'm adjusting my trades whatsoever. And currently, for the first time in the past like 3 to 4 days, we're finally once again starting to see that some liquidity is piling up on the top side, but currently still the majority of the liquidations and the liquidity is laying below us, somewhere around that 40.5k level, and approximately 285 million US dollars worth of liquidations are laying. So yeah, Bitcoin could still go a little bit lower, especially why I'm saying this is because the funding rates are still high. So make sure to not get fooled right now, because Bitcoin, indeed, it has been bouncing towards the upside, but honestly, if I look at this pattern, it is quite a bearish pattern in my own opinion, and honestly, the continuation towards the lower side is from off this point, in my opinion, a little bit more likely, but I don't really expect it's going to be a big drop towards the downside. I think it's either going to be 39.7k that's going to be providing support, or it's going to be 39.4k. So either these two levels are going to be providing massive support, but anyways, how I am approaching it is that this green box right here is indeed the buying range. This box right here is the box where I am interested in opening up long positions for Bitcoin. And honestly, if I look at the price action on Bitcoin right now, I'm thinking it's very likely to expect that we're actually going to be reaching this region. So I discussed this chart as well many times on the daily time frame, and honestly what I'm expecting to see what is going to be happening with Bitcoin is that we're going to see somewhat of a consolidation phase happening between the 39.7k and that 44.5k on the top side. That is what I'm currently expecting. I've been saying it for quite a while, and honestly I won't be surprised if it is actually going to be happening as well. So if you want to be personally trading this market, don't forget to check out BYBIT in the link description, because currently you could get a deposit bonus up to $40,000, and if you actually sign up an account using the link below, you could even claim this insane free $1,000 trade. All you need to do is go to the link description of today's video, sign up an account using the link below, complete KYC, deposit $100 in the first 7 days, and you could claim a free $1,000 position on Bitcoin, Ethereum, or on Pepe, whatever you sign up on using that link in the description. And like I said in the past as well, if you can't use BYBIT, make sure to check out Fimex, because Fimex is currently giving you a 10% cashback, and you do not need to do KYC on this exchange. So check it out in the link description of today's video. But what is very important to understand is, of course, that bigger perspective on Bitcoin. Where are we heading towards next? And what part of the cycle are we currently in? I mean, honestly, if we're looking and comparing this Bitcoin move and this Bitcoin point where we exactly got rejected towards previous cycles, it is actually at a point the previous cycles also always found resistance at in that mid run up. So I personally think we're going to get something like this price action. I think we're going to hit new all-time highs somewhere in June, so mid 2024, but we're going to see a slight decreasement here. But I think we're going to see a slight decreasement here in January. February, we're probably going to be picking up again. And then April as well. And then from May and onwards, I think the real bull market is going to get started. So this is my realistic expectation for Bitcoin right now. Honestly, right now, if you're also looking at the in the short term, I think we're going to see somewhat of a pump if we're going to be coming in towards that Bitcoin ETF approval window. But after, we're just going to see a slight decreasement. And then it's really going to get priced in, because then the ETF makers are really going to be jumping into Bitcoin. This is at least my expectation. Maybe it is going to be different this time around due to these Bitcoin spot ETFs. They could be potentially influencing the market, and it's going to be a different outlook than it used to be. So let's see how it's going to be playing out. But anyways, I think we are about to be entering a bull market, and the bull market is really going to get started somewhere in 2024. So we're about to enter 2024, so it's a very good thing here. So this was it for me in today's update video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.